Good afternoon, ladies, and welcome to campus. Now, the thing about campus is there are people everywhere. Hey guys, so that was from school. I didn't actually get to take any more footage because there were children everywhere. I know, right? Why would there be children everywhere in a school? It does not make sense. So, I just wanted to tell you about my school adventures. I saw my Chinese teacher, and I hung out with my old Chinese class for a bit, which was good until lunch came, and then I walked with my senior friend, now Sophie, down to the Mac because they were having their Super Bowl lunch. But I'd had 2 pieces of pizza before I went, so I didn't partake in any of the Super Bowl. And then I went back, and then I had 3 holiday cards to give away, the really belated holiday cards, so I went to give them to teachers. I found Mr. Garrison, I said hi to him, talked with him for a little bit. Oh, and Rachel was with me this entire time, too. And we talked with Mr. Garrison for a little bit, and I gave him my card, and he said he'd send me an email with something about drawing instead of writing notes, which sounds okay with me. And Dr. Cromley wasn't in his office, so I left the card on his keyboard. And then I went to see if Mr. Spence was in his room, and he actually was, and so I talked with him for like 20 minutes. Okay, 1, Mr. Spence has a tablet laptop, and 2, he has Art Rage, which, if you guys don't know, it's this program that kind of mimics real art. So when you do like paint, instead of getting an airbrush effect, which is what Photoshop gives you or something, he has Art Rage, which actually mimics like the stroke and the texture of a brush or whatever. Photoshop and PaintShop Pro try that, but they don't really work so well. Art Rage is actually really cool in that respect. But anyway, so that was fun and educational. And all the teachers liked my cards, although I felt really ridiculous giving them out. I always feel ridiculous with that. And then, on my way home, the reason I am so really nasty sweaty is not just because I was talking to teachers, and that always makes me a little bit uptight and weird. Not because I don't like talking to them, but because I feel like I don't measure up. I don't know. It's a weird nervous thing. But anyway, but on my way home, I got pulled over by a policeman. So let me tell you the story, okay? So I was driving home. This is me driving. I was driving, and I was like, there's a police car on my left. Okay, so I better go the speed limit, 35 miles per hour. Do-do-do-do-do. And the police car got behind me, and I was like, okay, let's go speed limit, do-do-do-do-do. And then the police car turned its lights on, and I was like, wait a second. You mean me? I was going the speed limit, sir. And so I'm like, keep going, and I'm in the middle lane, and like the lights stay on. I'm like, why are you still behind me? Why? Because I was in denial at this point. And then the guy like turns the siren on a little bit, and then turns it off, and I was like, shit. So I put my emergency blinkers on, and I go, and I turn into a gas station, and then the guy comes up, like, after 5 minutes of me sitting in agony, and, like, thinking that I'm going to get put in jail, and he's like, can I see your license and registration, please? And I was like, oh, well, here's my license, but this is my mom's car, so I'm gonna have to look for the registration for a little bit, if that's okay. And then he was like, no, I don't need it, just hold on for a second. He took my license, and then he went back, and then he came back, and he was like, well, you have to understand that your tags need renewing, and I'm gonna give you a break because it's your mom's car, although technically when you step behind the wheel, it's your car, it's your responsibility. And I was like, okay. And he's like, yeah, so you need to get your tags renewed. You can do that on the website. You got 2 days or so just to get that done. And I was like, okay. And then another cop car had pulled up behind him, so he like left, and I was like, can I go? And I was looking, and he was like talking to his cop friend, and so I pulled up the window, and I like was edging away, and they weren't looking, so I was like, okay, I think I can go. So I was driving back, so I like drove back a different way from the way I usually go, because like I was freaked out and in the wrong lane. And then there was another cop car that came right behind me when I was on my way back home, and I was like, no, this is not happening again. But they turned, so it's okay. So that was my epic story, you guys. That was not fun. Like, anyway. Emily, I thought your drawing was quite good, actually. I really liked it. your map I couldn't see, but your drawing of your portrait of Demi was actually really good, and I really liked it. And I didn't like that you said you weren't good at drawing at the end of it, because I really liked it in the hair especially, and I am sorry that I implied that you were bad at drawing, because I never meant to do that, and we can get over this hump, right? Anyway. Demi, I liked your reading, and the intensity of it was really nice, and it was a really good scene, and I really liked it. Also, nice singing. Johanna, I think your architecture class is really funny, because it sounds like your assignments are fantastic. Like those boxes, which I loved, or, writing your first letter of your first name in serif font. It sounds funny. I'll see Johanna tomorrow.